anything's going to make him run. It's running from a monster or running toward a cupcake.
A bee, you know.
All right, the bees could start buzzing soon. It's going to be warm out there again today, Ryan.
Spring has seemingly sprung across New Mexico. Of course, it's just a false spring course. We're still in winter, but we had our second earliest 70-degree day on record at the Albuquerque International Sunport yesterday. Yesterday, we got to an even 70 degrees. The first 70-degree day since November 2nd of last year. The previous daily record yesterday, 66, set back in 1934, and the average first 70-degree day, March 6th. So a very mild day yesterday. It was a great day to go on a walk or run, or to walk the dog, or just enjoy the outdoors. And outdoors this morning, starting off a little bit colder for some. We got passing clouds, but no rain or any snow. At the Sunport, 40 degrees right now. Meanwhile, Los Lunas, 25 degrees, 39 Belen, 28 Corrales, 33 just above freezing in Bernalillo, 35 in Rio Rancho. So some of the Northern Valley floors a bit on the cold side of things this morning, and in the high elevations, the highest of elevations also cold. It's the middle elevation areas that are dealing with some of the warmer westerly winds, more on that just a bit. Yesterday in Clayton, 83, we broke a record yesterday, 18 degrees this morning, 65 degrees cooler compared to yesterday, but you guys will warm up to above normal high temperatures today. Not as warm as yesterday though. 34 in Raton, 19 in places like Alamosa, so there you go, Raton, higher up in elevation and a little bit warmer, and here's another really good example of that. Lower in elevation, Alamogordo 37 with a westerly warmer wind, 50 right now in the Sierra Blanca Airport in Ruidoso, 43 in Roswell and Hobbs, now 40 in Socorro, as well as again the Sunport, 26 Gallup, 25 in Grants. We're sitting at 41 in Silver City, 38 right now in places like Farmington. So a little bit of a warmer westerly wind there in Las Vegas, Santa Rosa occasionally, especially though in Ruidoso, but more of a northerly and easterly wind trying to switch back from the west in the East Highlands. Elsewhere, mostly calm winds, just a little bit breezy there at the TRC with a 12-mile-per-hour wind. And those upper-level winds from west to east, pushing the clouds from west to east, up and over and down the Raton Pass, causing that warmer effect. But with northerly, calmer winds in places like Clayton, you're cooler out there. Sprinkles and flurries possible in the San Juan Mountains throughout the rest of the morning and early afternoon. Elsewhere, rain and snow-free, and we'll warm up. 71 in Albuquerque, and drier and still calm out there. Will once again likely break another record at the Albuquerque International Sunport and for many areas today. Now, in terms of the sky conditions, the inverse of yesterday. Clouds will start to move away from west to east, but still blanking the skies, but very thinly out there, so not much in the way of any precipitation. So again, Albuquerque, that's 71, likely breaking a daily record of 69. 79 in Roswell, cooler compared to yesterday, but likely still breaking or at least tying a daily record of 78. 70 in Gallup, 69 in Farmington, 68 in Farmington, just some of the areas likely to break or at least tie records today. Cooler day in Clayton in the 60s, but still pretty mild. 70s to the low 80s from east to south in New Mexico. A warmer day from Alamogordo to Deming, the upper 70s and 80s. And elsewhere, pretty mild and more snow melt in the northern mountains in the 50s and 60s. Tomorrow, a little bit of a cooler day in the far northern mountains, a warmer day in the Pecos River Valley, more records for most. And the difference between the cooler air to the north, the warmer air to the south, with the jet stream moving from west to east, flattening out, allowing for the cooler air to arrive from the north. That will ignite the stronger winds in the fire threat, a fire weather watch for the northern eastern highlands for tomorrow. Some gustier westerly winds and very low humidity from 8 to 13%. Winds today not too strong, anywhere from 10 to 35 miles per hour, particularly though in the northern eastern highlands, and a little bit breezy as well in the four corners from Camaro to Gallup and Grants. But tomorrow, that's when the strongest of the winds will be in the northeast highlands and the Guadalupe Pass. 40-plus mile-per-hour winds in places like Las Vegas, patchy blowing dust. 60s today in Durango, but we'll cool off ahead, and we'll cool off back closer to normal by the end of the weekend to early next week. Alamosa, you're included in on that. Dulce and Grants, clouds this morning. A little bit sunnier this afternoon, but chilly in parts of the Four Corners, as I was just highlighting, a little bit breezier this afternoon and pretty windy tomorrow for some. Camaro to the south, high 60s, 70s, and 80s, records likely for many of these areas. And now on the other side of the mountain chain, again, a little bit of a cooler day and calmer day in terms of the winds. Cloudcroft near 60, Ruidoso near 70, Carlsbad near 80. Still very mild ahead, despite the slight cool down by the end of the weekend. The windier weather will be the major concern really later today, but throughout Wednesday and the weekend. That is something we'll have to watch out for. Las Vegas and Clayton. And Red River to Espanola, temperatures ranging from the high 40s, low 70s, but most in the 50s and 60s. More snow melt, again, not only in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, but also in the San Juan Mountains. Moriarty, Tejeda, Cedar Crest. Clouds with temperatures today will be rising in the upper 60s, low 70s, and from the north to south valley of Albuquerque, mostly in the low 70s. Records today, maybe not quite as likely tomorrow for some. We'll slowly start to cool off by the end of the week into really the weekend and next week. But again, a slow, cooler trend. We'll take the very nice weather, running weather ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Running, cooking, everything outdoors. Just get out and enjoy it.
Honestly, right? It's February.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Ryan.